Recently, I was chatting to a Year 7 boy, and we discovered our shared love of boxing. He told me that his favourite boxers were Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali. Absolute legends, of course. Then he asked me who my favourites were. I asked, male or female? Crickets. He looked dumbfounded. Well, I said, do you realise that I do have favourite female and male boxers, right? Who are your favourite female boxers? No answer. I don't know any, he finally said. Well, I'm a big fan, I said to him, of Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor, Australia's Sky Nicholson, Olympic bronze medalist Caitlin Parker, just to name a few. Now, this exchange showed me that while boxing is having a resurgence in popularity, women's boxing still has a long way to go to be fully appreciated and respected. Last year, you might have been one of the 108 million viewers who tuned in to watch Jake Paul and Mike Tyson's hot mess of a Netflix fight. I don't blame you, I watched it too. This was deemed an entertaining disaster and an ugly spectacle. But the real entertainment, in my view, came from the brilliant undercard fight between Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor. It was epic. It was bloody. It was brutal. And guess what? The savage slugfest, as some called it, was also considered a triumph for women's boxing. This is because the fight showcased the talent and athleticism of two leading female boxers. It drew a massive audience and showed why we need to provide more opportunities for female boxers in the sport. Now, in the past, one of the fights between Amanda and Katie was called Fight of the Year by Sports Illustrated. Now, that's impressive when you can compare it to the snooze fest that was the fight between the 28-year-old YouTuber fighting a 58-year-old retired great. But what got me really fired up about this topic was learning that Australia's boxer Diane Pratchak is being inducted into the International Women's Boxing Hall of Fame in America, and barely any of us know her name. She told The Guardian that it's kind of broken her heart that in a sports-mad country like Australia, there's just been barely any media coverage for her successful career. So, to raise the profile of women's boxing, it comes down to prize money, sponsorship, media coverage, and respect. On all fronts, we can do better. Women's boxing has had a long and interesting past. One of the earliest known fights was in 1722 between Elizabeth Wilkinson and Hannah Hayfield, but the sport wasn't included in the Olympics until 1904. Then, competing between 1989 and 2012, we saw Christy Martin from America, who is considered by many to be the person who legitimized women's participation in the sport of boxing. Katie Taylor from Ireland blazed the path for other female boxers by significantly improving the profile of women's boxing. Her success led to greater investment, interest, and recognition in the sport. In 2004, Clint Eastwood's film Million Dollar Baby brought much-needed attention to women's boxing, and get excited because in 2025, Sydney Sweeney is set to do the same thing by starring in a biopic about Christy Martin. Clearly, people are fascinated by women's boxing and find it inspirational and entertaining. So, where is the prize money? Where is the recognition? Where is the sponsorship? And while I might not admire very much about Jake Paul, I do appreciate that he has sought to promote women's boxing and increase its profile. He recently told the New York Times, hopefully they're just paid properly and getting the same opportunities and the same respect that the men get for participating in the hardest sport in the world. They deserve that. For me, that's the most important thing.